As a PDR trainer, I'm often asked what it's like to work in the hail industry. Now, I have had some experience working hail from when we had a storm here many years ago in the UK, but to help me better understand and better educate the students of the Learn PDR Online training site, I've been chatting with Ben Ridley from Trident PDR. Now, Ben is an experienced hail tech, so I've been quizzing him all about hail in general. Now, the full interview was over an hour long, so it is within the Learn PDR Online training site. However, I wanted to put together just some of the highlights from our conversation and be able to bring them to you guys here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you do, you can give us a thumbs up to like the video, and of course, subscribe to my channel. So if you've got any questions for Ben, just pop them below in the comment section below this video. I'm sure he'll be very happy to help. But that's it for me for now, so let's roll my interview with Ben Ridley.
I suppose the first thing everyone will always go to with hail is money, money, money. It's all about the money because it's insurance work, there's this, that and the other. But the thing that I would always stress to people or try and get through to them is, yeah, the money can be good when you know what you're doing, but also it's the business side. You need to have the business side of hail on lockdown, because if you don't, somebody's going to be screwing you or you're going to miss things. And as soon as you're missing out this, that and the other, that person who's taking, let's say, a 20% cut will soon realize they can start taking a 30 and a 40 because you haven't picked up on it. And now you're not making money, or money's getting left on the table if you're not estimating cars correctly, etc. So yeah, that's probably the first pro is, yes, the money can be good. It's not always good if you get it wrong.
Yeah. Done the right way, the money is a pro.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Primarily, if you've got a family, then you've got to really think long and hard about what you're doing, I would say. Are you working a local storm at home? Probably don't need to worry so much. Depends how hard you're going and how much you want to drive it. Obviously, if you're going to be a tech that's going abroad, I can tell you now, it's hard leaving the kids. It's hard leaving the wife, looking after the kids. And you've got all the stresses that come with being away, making sure you're making the money, else it's pointless being away. You're still dealing with all the stresses at home because the wife's on the phone and this is happening and you're not there to do anything about it. So it is not an easy lifestyle at the best of times. If you're obviously family orientated, if you're a single guy, you're probably going to have the time of your life. or girl, obviously. But yeah, I would say number one con of hail is what it will do to your personal life if you're not got it on lockdown, because it can be grueling is probably the word for it. So yeah, we have quite a lot of conversations just checking up and making sure everyone's all right and stuff like that, buddy check.
That's really important as well, whether you're working kind of completely on your own like me, or working employed in a big industry, or in a hail, like you said, with 20 different techs and stuff. You need that sort of mental health, that check-in, just to make sure that you're all right.
It's so important.
I really like working by myself. I enjoy my own company and driving around, that sort of stuff. But sometimes it will just get too much. You just need to pick up a phone and just chat, just see something outside of your world and see what's going on.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. It's very, very important. And, it's kind of, even as daft as it sounds, like myself and Martin doing the podcast is kind of almost a reason for that as well, is that everyone can just kind of have that community and have those chats. And it's not just you in your world. We're all in it together. We're all going through the same stuff. And, it's so important. So, yeah. Good show.
That's one of the great things with your show. So for those that haven't checked out those Dent guys, do go and watch the episodes and check in on that as well. It's just good because it connects people together. So obviously you're also learning, people are watching and learning about PDR, but it does create an environment where you can drop a message in and just get involved and reach out. So yeah, I think that's really, really good.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking about this, and more so obviously when I came from hail to retail. To be honest with you, I pretty much run with the same tool set.
If you start with hail, you probably need
I mean, the obvious things are you need ideally a hail bar for fixing roofs. That's probably one of the obvious tools. Shop lights as well. You know, you really could do with the big fade boards. Like a mini board is not going to see you through a hail car, really, or it's certainly going to make life incredibly hard. I would say they're your two main obvious things.
So a decent length bar to give you that leverage and also that reach across the roof panel, because with hail, the less you're having to reposition yourself and move, the better you're getting on. So if you're one side of the roof and you've got a long bar that can reach, you don't necessarily do the whole roof from one position, but that's what you mean by like a longer sort of hail bar.
I mean, in general, obviously there are hail rods, like, you know, because they're a lot stronger, you'll have a lot less flex in them probably than just a standard like metal rod, if you like. But yeah, I mean, again, people fix in various different ways. But certainly when you're working from the back of a roof to the front, you know, you've got to think if you're working on like a T5 or whatever, one of those longer vehicles, yeah, you're going to have to need some reach and still remain having the power in the bar itself, which is why you need a hail bar, full stop.
Just one thing to go in a bit more detail is that lights, because that's so important. Really, when you're doing that range, isn't it? So if you've got one dent, you've got your small little board, and that's all you really need. If you work across a whole roof panel, the benefit of having not just one long light but a few different lights is, am I right in thinking that allows you to kind of get that overview of the whole panel, cross-check as you go, and really pick up the detail across the entire roof because you've got that extra length in the light and the extra lights?
So, yeah, I mean, again, do you know what? I'll give you two examples. So myself, I'll always run with two longer fade boards. What have I got? 36-inch ones. And I'll use them at a 90-degree angle. Let's just take a roof, for example. So I'll have one at sort of like 45 degrees to where I'm working and the other one at 45 degrees. So you've got that 90-degree cross-check as you're working there. But I'll also have like a small mini board as well for if you've got like the deep stuff. You can just put the mini board there quickly, fix the bottom of it, and then move it out of the way so you can repair the rest of it. It just speeds that process up and makes it a lot cleaner, you know what I mean? So I've kind of always got those two main boards for the big panels anyway. Everything else I'll just use the one light. But yeah, that little mini board as well for picking out the deep stuff, that can speed you up like you wouldn't believe. Even on retail stuff, to be honest with you. You know, because I'll use my shop lights, the bigger boards in the workshop, and then if I've got them set back, instead of moving them around all the time, I'll just stick that mini light on there, pick out the bottoms, and then move it away. I mean, if you have nobody, if you have no contacts, you know, networking is the best thing you can do. First of all, you know, make sure you are talking to people. If you know hail techs, just reach out to them. You know, if you know brokers or research your hail companies, you know, look up the hail companies in Europe or in the UK, etc., and just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm wanting to get into hail, blah, blah, blah. Someone will give you a shot. You know, it might be hard if you've got zero experience, but there will always be an opening, or someone might take you under the wing or whatever. You might not be walking into a great money situation to start with, but an in's an in.
And am I right in thinking that you're currently working on something that might help people in this kind of side of things?
Funny you should mention that. So yeah, basically I've been beavering away on building a dedicated hail training course. It's still in the works, but it's pretty much there. There's just a few things to nut and bolt. We've already started beta testing it with techs just to see how it's going to work, and mainly to get the feedback from them as well, going, have I learned something, blah, blah, blah. And so far it's been so positive. But yeah, we're looking to make it this sort of from what I'm gathering, it's never really been done before for the depth we're going into. We're looking at obviously repair methods. We're looking at the business side, you know, dealing with the insurance companies. How do you want to set up? Are you going to be this tech in your town or go brokered or blah, blah, blah? So yeah, I'm working on basically this all-encompassing course that hopefully is going to just kind of be something for techs that can already fix, that want to break into hail, but also a lot of the repair methods and everything we're going through as well. It's almost like I always feel a bit awkward saying this, but it's almost like a bit of an advanced training thing as well. Like, you know, again, I've sort of a couple of the beta tests I've done, we've taken techs from what would take them an hour to do on a rail down to a 10-minute job. Do you know what I mean? Because
with that different oversight from your experience.
Yeah, because I mean, as a retail guy, you're probably doing what, one rail dent maybe every couple of weeks or something. It's mainly side panels or whatnot. As a hail tech, you could be doing 60 dents on a rail a day and whatnot, and you soon pick up workflows, methods that will just blitz you through this stuff. So yeah, a lot of what we're going through as well will be stuff that should help level up. Even if you don't want to do hail, they're new working methods that might make you look at your retail stuff in a different light as well, that you can take back. Because I mean, I'm lucky I've got that view from both sides now. I've been doing retail, the big smash stuff and everything. A lot of the stuff from hail has been transferable and has made me be able to take on that bigger stuff, especially the roof stuff, you know, having the methodology to work a roof panel correctly, if you like.
Yeah, confidence sort of building as well, isn't it? If you're used to hundreds of dents across a roof and then you do get one big dent, albeit different, it's possibly less overwhelming because you've seen worse.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, obviously there's that roof job I did, which was just such an unknown quantity, that massive jumped on roof. However, had I not got the knowledge of how to work that roof in such a way, like with the light positioning and the mindset more than anything as well, not to let it sort of break your head, which is what's come from hail. Yeah, so all those sort of skills were massively transferable, which is kind of what I'm hoping to do with this course as well, is to really just sort of level up a little bit, you know. Yeah,
that's really interesting, really exciting for most people to hear that's coming up. So if people are interested to find out a bit more, or kind of, I don't know if you have like a waiting list or sort of things like that, how best would somebody find you if somebody wants to reach out to you?
You can drop us a line anywhere and everywhere, basically. If you want to drop us a line or follow us on any social medias, it's literally at Trident PDR Ltd. Obviously all the main ones: Facebook, Instagram, any others, YouTube. Yeah, we need to push our YouTube this year, so definitely go and follow us on YouTube. But yeah, obviously you can contact us through those, or obviously if you want to give us a call, it's 0330 400 5363. But yeah, if you're interested and want to get put on like any kind of update list and whatnot, by all means just reach out. Always happy to help. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time today, Ben.
That's all. Thanks for us, buddy, and hopefully it's been of some use to everybody.
It really has. It really has. Appreciate the sort of time into it, and all the best in the future. And we will catch up with you soon, my friend.
Appreciate it, buddy. Take care.